Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this CTFO web event. My name is Adam Levy from Canton, Connecticut. Glad you could join us tonight on Tuesday Night Live. We do it every Tuesday night live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Glad you could join us tonight. A lot of exciting things happening in the CTFO world. We're going to be getting into some of those. But before we do, I've got some really, really great folks on the line. They've got some amazing stories to share. And one is a friend of mine from Maine who shared her testimony a few weeks ago, couldn't get her camera going. So we're going to make sure that her camera's working. It looks like it is. And Kathryn, I know you've gotten some great results. Kathryn Beausang from, is it Lewiston, Maine? Is that where you're from? Lewiston, Maine? Share what's going on with you and the Xanthomist, please. I know you have a great story to tell.
I do. Some of you already know that I've been dealing with chronic kidney disease into the 3A and B range for about 3 years now, and it had gotten really bad last year. And sometimes, and Craig, I know will know, sometimes you can't return from that range when you get into those numbers. And mine had to do with creatinine levels being way off. So I obviously put myself on a super strict diet, eliminating a lot of things that can make your kidneys unhappy when they're not very healthy. So I did that, but when and my blood work was still the same. It wasn't that great. So I started on the Xanthomist, and again, I was being really good with my diet as well. You have to do a bunch of things. One thing doesn't always do it, but I will tell you that the last blood work I had, which was a month into taking the Xanthomist, came to normal levels. Normal. I'm talking my creatinine levels were in the normal ranges. Everything to have to do with my kidneys was in the normal range. My blood pressure, and I'm in my 70s. Normally your blood pressure goes up a little. My blood pressure is 112/68. Everything else is perfect. My blood sugars are perfect. I mean, all my blood work came out super great. And that's really my doctor's like, holy cow, your kidneys have been really bad, and now all of a sudden they're fine again. It's almost like it never happened. So I think the combination of being super careful with what you're not supposed to eat, which is healthy food when you have kidney disease, potassium, sodium, all those kinds of things. But I'm sure this had something to do with it. And for all of those to be as good as they are at age 72 is pretty remarkable.
Wow, what an amazing story, Kathryn. I'm so glad you got such great results with it. This is so much more powerful than any juice or capsule of xanthones that are on the market. And it's no wonder we got such great testimonies pouring in. But thanks for sharing that story. Will you keep us posted?
I will.
Fantastic. Thanks. Appreciate you. All right. Hey, let's go over to Bob Reidy out of New York, sometimes Florida, but he's up in New York now. Bob, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Doing really good, Adam. And I want to say first, I've known Adam for quite a while. And I got to say 3 things about Adam. Number 1, he's smart. Number 2, he's caring. Number 3, he's a cool dude. So, yeah, if you got anybody interested, the 3-way with Adam, you can't lose. Now, regarding the xanthone mist, I agree with Kathryn. I think a month is a very key amount of time to start to see some of these big changes. I was in a major accident, and I have a second home in Florida, and a fellow ran the light, hit me in the front quarter panel, and totaled my car. And as we have 2 mottos in my family, love is never wasted, and it could have been worse. So if I had gotten out a little bit further, I would have been hitting the door. So it could have been worse. But I had a lot of bruising on my left side, and I had knee pain. So apparently I must have twisted my knee in the accident in some way. And my right knee on the left side was sore. I could walk on it, but first time in my life I was feeling a joint. I've been very lucky in terms of my joints. My wife, not so much. But anyway, I got right onto the xanthone mist there. She brought it down from New York because my first batch was sent to New York. And she was coming down with my family. who are all just getting over strep throat. That's another story with the xanthone. But going down to the pool, we have a community pool. We have a gated community there, and we have several retired nurses, and they were amazed at how fast my bruises healed up. I was bruised here on the shoulder, on the side, and across the chest. So that's one thing. But the knee was my major concern. And I started xanthone misting right away when Lee came down with my product. And I would say after about 2 weeks, it was really starting to subside. Now I'm walking on it normally. So that's big. When you're my age, 73, and you've got a joint possible problem, you really pay attention. Also, the strep throat went through my family that came down, my middle daughter, her husband, and the 2 grandkids. So Lee caught it, and she could hardly sleep prior to coming down. And then while they were down visiting me, I started to get a little scratchiness in my throat. Of course, the direct target for xanthone is right where it was. And I never got, it never took hold. It just dissipated completely. So I really feel xanthone mist directly on my throat in the back there prevented me getting a lot of lost sleep. Also, I'm a type 2 diabetic, and occasionally I get swollen feet related to it, I assume. But since I've been on xanthone now 6 weeks, I haven't had a single flare-up of that. I would say about every week or so, my feet would get a little bit swollen. I could see the veins on the top of my feet for 6 weeks now. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. Good things are happening. Now, most importantly, my strength in my legs have improved. And I know from walking down to the pool exactly how I felt every day. I'm walking down to that pool now, which is, 5 houses away from my home. And my legs are substantially stronger and I have more energy. Now, the only thing I've changed is xanthone. That was the big change in my life there. So a lot of good stuff. Legs are important when you hit my age. And I know your legs are pretty good with the athletics you've been doing all your life there, Adam, with your tennis and all. But maybe I'm ready for pickleball. Who knows?
Well, Bob, that is a great testimony. And wow, obviously the anti-inflammatory properties of xanthomist have made a huge difference in your life in a lot of different ways. And I'm just so glad you're getting such great results. And I appreciate you hopping on tonight and getting your camera worked out to join us.
Yeah, great. Good to be here.
All right. Well, thanks, Bob. Keep us posted too on how you're doing with that, and look forward to seeing you again on our next Zoom.
Sure
Yeah, it's amazing. It's working so well for so many people. The testimonies are just really pouring in, and it's about to get really crazy. We've seen this before. We've seen what happens when a product comes on the market. That we're marketing person to person like this, and this one is just so easily demonstrable. I sent one of these to my dad, who's in his 80s, and he's got some memory loss stuff going on, possibly pre-dementia or something like that. He knows what he wants to say, he just can't find the words. So I sent him one of these, and he just got it today. And I said, Dad, all you got to do is twist and mist. We did a little FaceTime call and showed him how to do it, and he'll be on it for the next month. So we'll see what happens there. But some of the science definitely looks good. A lot of things happening this Saturday. We've got a Super Saturday going on. Make sure you register for it. If you register for those Super Saturdays that they do, that Zoom's Super Saturdays that they do once monthly, you can win prizes. So that's the one thing. You can show up without registering, but if you register, then your name's in the hat. You can win free products and things like that. So make sure you get registered for that. There's always a link on Biz Builders, and you'll be able to find the latest Super Saturday there. It might be even on the featured links on Biz Builders on the Facebook page. Also, they're going to spend a lot of time this Saturday going over and launching the new Verb app, the Verb Live aspect of that app. You're going to get to see more about that. I'm hoping that next Tuesday we're going to be using that feature instead of Zoom. So stay tuned for that. I'll be sending invites to people, those of you that are on here, and basically letting people know on Biz Builders how to access that. It's going to be a lot simpler. You won't have to go through Zoom, and you'll get to see the different features that enables us to do. We can pick different topics and train on different things. And when we do presentations on the opportunity, let's say we want to do a talk on losing weight, and we can talk about the different products that we have that are really helpful for losing weight. And then I can put on the screen what those products are with a link and point to them. And then people can click on that link and place the order for that product at that time. So that's going to be really nice to be able to have that feature. And when you invite people to those presentations, as long as you've got the app, you will be able to basically have those people, when they click on purchase, it's going to be linked to you because you invited them to the presentation, whether it's live or whether it's the recording of it that was live. You'll be able to get credit for that. And so that's going to be really powerful. So stay tuned for that. That's, again, launching this Super Saturday. Let's hear from Mr. Al Diaz. Al, I'm going to ask you to unmute. I know you got some good stuff going on in your organization, Al. Things are cooking. I'm watching the volume go through the roof. I have to say, this is the highest my volume has ever been since being in CTFO. And I caught most of the CBD craze. So what say you, my friend?
Well, that's exciting. We haven't seen nothing yet. I can tell you that right now. We haven't seen nothing yet. And I tell you again, I'm going to say it publicly. And Adam, I want to tell you again, thank you so much for that phone call. And you from the bottom of my heart. And Cowboy believing in me, and never giving up on this old Cuban guy down here in Miami. But things are really happening. We had today Fred Teppelman on a radio show. We're scheduling him for every 2 weeks for the next month. He'll be on the show twice, every other week. And also we're scheduling Ted Wilson on the radio show too. So we'll have recordings to be able to provide to everybody. And we were talking about something we can probably benefit for everybody. And Adam, I think we shared about it a little bit before, that we can have all these recordings will be on the website, and there'll be a link, and we can use this link to put it on a business card with a QC code that you can pass it out to people. People can just look at, scan it and get the recording right there and right there. So we're working on that. Okay, you have a little library of some audios with Fred and David and Ted, and then we can give it to Adam, and he can put them on our business cards and go from there. But you're really moving fast. It's going to go crazy here in a couple of weeks here. I think May, Adam, your volume will probably be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more.
These are good problems to have. We'll figure
Cowboy,
this out.
your volume is going to be a lot more too by next week is going to. I think May is going to be a booming month. There's so much excitement from old folks. Let's put it that way. It's just incredible. They got fired up. They got all fired up again.
What's amazing is the radio show that you're talking about is with a gentleman named Roy Williams. Is that his last name?
Correct. Yes.
Roy
correct.
Williams. And Roy has this daily radio show that he does, and he's got a great following. He's down there in Mississippi. He's marketed many different products through his radio show over the years. Did an amazing job marketing Zango back in the day. And when he saw this, he got excited about it. And now he's interviewing the likes of David D. and Fred Teppelman and others, Ted Wilson, of course. And you know what? those shows are going to be amazing. I heard the one that was recently done with David, and it's really well prepared. It's really well done. You know, I imagine there's going to be a ton of volume that you're going to create from that. And the reality is, there's people out there that do radio shows, that have online radio shows, that have, little niche markets that they do a little radio program or a video blog, or there's a lot of those going on. I remember seeing some of those people. They would get involved back in the CBD days, and they would do CBD on radio shows as well. It is a great way to move product and to meet people, new people. If you've got contacts like that, or people who have those, feel free to reach out to them, because it's an amazing market if you can if you can find some of those people, and you're going to get help, right? You're getting corporate officers in the company that are doing recordings with these DJs, and doing basically little specials on our products, which is kind of amazing. Okay, let's see. Cowboy Doug Glaze, you out there, buddy?
I'm here.
All right, my friend. Hey, man, why don't you take us home? Tell us a little bit about the Amish community. What are you doing in the Amish community these days?
Am I unmuted?
You are, my friend. We can hear you.
Okay. Well, I want to put a smile on people's face. Adam's been calling me on Wednesday mornings and said he's had a side effect. His back hurts, and we figured it out. It's because his volume keeps coming up and he's carrying so much money out of the bank. So I told him on Wednesday, take 6 squirts, not 4.
There you go.
Yeah, but and I want to say something else we didn't hear tonight. May 20th in Connecticut, I like to call it the first Miss Convention. And there's nothing like rubbing elbows with the Teds, the Adams, the Als. You guys, we are a family. We help each other. And when you leave there, you're going to be more knowledgeable. You're going to be more excited, and your belief level is going to go through the roof. And when you see other people, it's just like, if he can do it, I can do it. And that's very true. When you look in the mirror, there's your next superstar. And everybody has it in them. Just remember, you're 1 or 2 people away from changing a lot of lives, first of all, through health. And second of all, like Ted said, does anybody have any room in their checking account for a deposit? And you know what? The blessing is, the more people you help, the higher your volume gets. So it's a magical formula. But May 20th, if you can get there, boat, train, car, plane, it don't matter, get there. For $50, it's worth $1 million.
Absolutely, Cowboy. Going to be great. Kevin Forney is going to be there. As you mentioned, Ted Wilson will be there. You'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. And a lot of others that are actually on this call are registered for that. You guys, we are going to be there in force in Connecticut, in Cromwell, Connecticut, on May 20th. And 2 weeks later in Calgary, Canada. That is going to be a huge event. That's going to be, I think, bigger than Connecticut's event, right? It's going to be right where the flames are, up in Calgary with Ted Wilson. He's a master at events. And the 2nd and 3rd of June is when that's going on. I'll be traveling to that, as well as many others. Stu Finger will be at that. David DiArcangelo, Kevin Fournier will be at that. That's going to be amazing as well. There is something coming up in Dallas too. Not positive the date yet, but as soon as we have more of that information and location, we'll get that up to everybody. But this is just the beginning, guys. As Al said earlier, this is just the beginning. You haven't missed anything yet. There's just some pace setters that are tearing this thing up, and it's just good to know how fast people can move when they have the belief. And remember, those folks that are moving really fast already knew what the mangosteen did. And when you now have something that is so much more powerful in the form that we have it than what they've ever experienced or what has ever been available to the public, people will lose their mind about this, and then they start to feel the results, and you've got something that is going to have a life of its own. And hopefully you're out there, shaking the trees and seeing what falls out, because there are people out there that know what the mangosteen is. And for those that don't, they're going to want to learn about it. I send the 12, the 12 benefits of mangosteen from that Red Book article. What I like about that article is it's
Third party.
current. It happened a couple of weeks ago, right? And so it's not old news we're sending people. It's something that's new in a third party format that is, absolutely, exciting when you read the different things. One of those things on there was brain health. I read that and I said, well, shoot, I got to send this to my dad. And I popped it in the mail a few days ago. He got it today, and I'll keep you posted on how that works out. But my mom's been using it for a month. She's ready to get on auto ship because she's liking the results that she's gotten. So I got to set her up. But it's just a matter of time before the people in your life and the people around you are going to want to know what this does, how this works, and how they can get some. So with that, plug in Saturday, get yourself registered. We'll see a bunch of you on May 20th. That's coming up. And think, who do you know? Who do you know in Calgary? Because that's going to be a major, major event that you're going to want to plug people into. And again, I'm going to be there so I can work with the people that you send. So ask, who do you know in Canada? Who do you know in Calgary? And with that, I just want to say stay tuned, because when we do this via the Verb Live app, it's going to be really easy to be able to send people places and to point to links and say, here, click on that, go there, check this out, register for this. It's going to make our lives a whole lot easier. And we'll start doing some presentations on the opportunity, and we'll have that built in so people can purchase right there after they've seen the presentation or while the presentation is going on. So with that, thanks for your testimonies, Robert Reidy and Kathryn was saying you guys are awesome, and we appreciate you guys all showing up. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you on the next Zoom, or could be Verb Live next week. I'll keep you posted. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye for now.
Yeah.
See ya.